Hey, quick message to myself and anybody else who might be watching this. So far, when I was recording this, OBS kind of messed up and just made the footage kind of really choppy when it came to me drawing. But basically in this, I'm going to go over one of the books that I have. So I'm just going to be putting the pages of that up and everything, so that should be fine. It's just when I'm drawing, it might look a bit choppy and all that. Basically, I'm just recording this so in the future if I watch this I can be like, what happened with this footage? I would just be able to remember and see what happened. But yeah, basically the images I put in should be fine and the audio should be okay. It's just literally the video, just the drawing that's messed up. So, but beyond that, here's the video. Hello to myself and everybody else. Welcome to the third video. So far, some time between this and the other one, just had a whole bunch of stuff going on. But for this video, I'll go ahead and start with looking at one of my books, as well as I'm going to start just drawing with the tablet and everything, just to try to get used to that, see how that really feels and everything. And so far, I'm also going to be using just basic paint to just do everything, because so far I could use paint or GIMP, and for GIMP it has a whole bunch of like settings for smoothness and all that, and I'd rather just try to like be able to steady my own hand and everything without having to worry about like the settings and all that. So I'm just gonna mess around with this for a while, and then I'll probably try to mess around with GIMP later on once I get like the brushes and everything and stuff that I need for that. But so far the first thing I'll be looking at is a book I had for a while. One of the first ones I got is How to Draw People, Step-by-Step Lessons for Figures and Poses. And this book is like decently sized and everything, so hopefully this will actually give me something to, take something away from and actually learn some stuff from it. But so far, opening it up, so far it shows there's like 5 levels in the contents, which I'll just also picture that up and everything too. It's just that like level 1 focus on armature, then 2 simplify skeleton, then 3 simplified volumes, 4 major anatomy, and 5 putting it all together. So far I'm just gonna try to like just start slow and just start like at least try to get through armature, because looking through this book earlier, I did practice some of the stuff in the beginning, but I never really made it too far in this. Like I just kind of made it past kind of just drawing like armature, but even then I can never get the proportions and stuff exactly right. So then I want to try to get that down some work and just basically start over and just see what I can do. But so far I just like put pictures and stuff of the book and everything like that, so mostly for me in the future if something ever happened to this book and I need it again, so I'll at least have all of that. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of words in this thing, so I'm probably gonna read through some of it. But so far the overview says, knowing how to draw the figure is a great skill for any artist to have. If you are interested in working in one of the narrative arts such as films, comics, video games, or illustration, being able to draw and invent figures is essential. Even if you are more interested in expressing abstract ideas through fine art, having the skill to draw a figure in any pose opens up a whole world of expressiveness, which would be a really good thing too, because I cannot draw people for crap and I really would like to be able to do that. So continuing on, says learning to draw people can seem like a daunting task. The human body has so much muscles and features that trying to understand all the parts quickly become overwhelming. Most fine artists who want to learn the human form begin by grabbing an anatomy book and trying to figure out what all the bumps are on the model. The really dedicated students may even memorize the names of the muscles. I'm not going to do that. Unfortunately, having a medical understanding of the human body does not help you draw it, which makes sense. Just knowing the names really won't be able to like draw the muscle and crap. The good news is that anyone can learn to draw a figure. and it's a lot more fun than memorizing the anatomy book or anatomy book. And start with the basics. You can get to draw a simplified figure today. As you learn more, you'll be able to add more detail and complexity to your drawings, and you'll even be able to invent figures and poses from your imagination. So far, that's just the goal of what I'm going to try to do out of this entire thing. If I can at least draw a person, then absolutely I say I just succeeded out of the whole thing. Let's see what else. Just in the beginning, it is better not to pay attention to specific muscles. Instead, I teach some fundamentals that are designed to build your spatial reasoning. I have no idea. So far, it sounds stupid just being like, yeah, so again, just roll with me on this. Your spatial reasoning abilities and will lay the foundation of drawing your imagination. Each new chapter builds on previous ones and gives you the skills needed to add complexity to your drawings. By the end of each chapter, you'll be able to draw your figure with greater detail. It is important to have an overview of the process so you can see what you're going, seeing where you're going and how the concepts interconnect. The book is divided into 5 chapters called levels that will take you from a simple armature to detailed breakdowns of different parts of the body. If you take your time to master the skills presented in each chapter, you'll have an easier time in subsequent chapters. And after that, just goes into describing like what's each chapter is all about. So far, I'm just gonna focus on like level 1, and then when I get level 2, 3, and all that, then I'll just come back and look at all that. But so far, I'll probably just add the pictures and the video, so if you want to just read through them, you can. Yeah, but based on focus on level 1, getting a sense of proportion and range of motion is vital to inventing figures and poses, and the armature is a perfect tool for the task. An armature looks like a stick figure with shoulders and hips. It is very simple to draw and an easy way to start learning both proportion and how to design poses. Essentially, the armature is a very simplified skeleton. Level 1 focuses on using armature to draw a figure in proportion and provides a basic understanding of human mechanics. In level 1, I introduced the first steps of drawing three-dimensionally using the spears. Gesture drawing is discussed as a more fluid first step in figure drawing with balance and rhythm. So basically going off of this, the first part is just focus on drawing just like really good stick figures, and then from there we'll just continue to make sure that we just improve from there. So just looking at the pictures on just like page 5 of level 1 armature, so we'll at least try to get, my goal is at least to try to get this first part, armature, simplified skeleton. The rest, once we have the first part down, then we can continue from there. Just so far focus on part 1 right now. Yeah, next picture is level 4 and 5. I will just put pictures of those there. But so far, finally on level 1, armature. So far it says the best way to learn to draw the human figure is to start as simple as possible, which is really good for me, because I need it simple. Forget about tracking forget about tracing contours. As you can tell, I'm not an artist. My reading skills are, forget about shadows and values. Forget about skin and bones and facial features. What you need to do is boil the figure down to its essence. Something so simple that it can be drawn quickly. Something so clear that there's no question about what it represents. When people who don't know how to draw want to sketch a person, they often end up with a stick figure. That's about as simple as you can get. The problem with the standard stick figure is that it doesn't possess the information in which to base a drawing. However, with a couple of additions and modifications, you can turn a simple stick figure into a foundation for drawing. If you take a stick figure and add some shoulders and hips, you get something that looks a lot more like a human than the usual stick figure. If you also add in some hands and feet and some bends at the elbows and knees, some volume to the head, you keep all the parts roughly in proportion to the real person, you'll end up with something that's both easy to draw and recognizable as a human. Yeah, it's a lot of steps and everything too. In art, this simplified figure is called an armature. Yeah, it's basically just a stick figure, just adding shoulders, better hips, some knees, some elbows, hands, feet, put volume in it. Yeah, that sounds like a lot starting off with. But so far, I've only gotten a little ways in this book. Basically, the next part about to hit up until kind of getting the like actual armature figure itself, except I really gotta work on proportions like a madman. But so far, still just focus on the beginning part. Learn to draw an armature is a great place to start in figure drawing because you don't have to worry about making it look like the person you're drawing. Once you take away all the details, what you're left with is a diagram of how someone is posed. By reducing the figure to a simple representation, you gain the power to analyze, exaggerate poses you see, and invent poses you imagine. One important note about drawing the armature: this is not gesture drawing. Gesture drawings are a better way to build a drawing because they show both poses and proportions of your figure, like an armature does, but also gives your drawing a rhythm and flow. I have no idea what that means, but I guess we'll see later. The armature is a more concrete, rigid system that hones your sense of proportion, and it's easy to clear way to build a pose. Gesture drawings is discussed later in the chapter. For now, stick with armature as a way to help you see beyond the surface of your subject. Well, all that was basically saying what armature and stuff was. So basically, we just move on to step 1. Draw the head. The first step in drawing an armature is to draw an oval for the head. I start with the head because it establishes the proportion of the rest of the body. Pay particular attention to the angles at which the head tips to the left or the right. When you draw your oval, you don't need to go around and around. Just draw an ellipse in single lines once around or so. It helps to practice drawing circles of various size and elongations until you can draw a simple oval shape consistently. Okay. Well, so far the first thing on the page is just practice drawing a whole bunch of circles. So that'll probably be a good place to start, especially since using a drawing pad, I'm used to more like pencil and paper, so I have to get used to like this. I have tested this out like a little bit before, so I can at least work with this a bit without worrying about like it feeling detached and everything. So basically going off of this, it just says practice just drawing some circles. And it said like instead of just doing stuff like this and everything, just saying try to just draw a circle around once. So far again, not the best circle ever, but hey, so far again, just getting used to it. So it's practice just going around slowly and just trying to draw a circle. Alright, a bit better. Yeah, because so far I can just tell with digital drawing, it just feels kind of like really different from just drawing on pencil and paper. Because normally when I draw this on paper, I just kind of like, because basically from practicing drawing circles as well as playing the Art Academy games on the 3DS and everything from back in the day, which I just got like not too long ago and just played like a little bit of, I just kind of learned to just like kind of scratch in a circle where you just kind of like do like this, just make like little marks and just kind of go around. So you just like try to make a circle as best as you can and everything. It's kind of easier to do on paper and pencil and stuff, because on here it feels like, because like the rigidness of the brush and everything and stuff that I'm using. But so far it still does work. Just practice drawing them, just scratch them in, or just going slowly. Yeah, so far just this the head just a bit flat there. So far again, just circles ain't perfect, but again, if anybody asks, it's not so far people's heads aren't perfect, so circles don't have to be perfect either. So far we've got like a little like flat line or something in there, or like a divot or whatever. It adds character to it. That's a better way to think of it. So far it just adds character, that's all. Yeah, seriously, I'm just drawing these things at like a weird angle. Let me just try. Yeah, because so I like to just scratch it in, just make it like look a bit more bolder and everything, but at least it looks more like a circle. Because so far I just remember starting off with this when I got this book like a year ago. I remember just like reading that part and then just getting a notebook and just practice drawing just circles for about like a few months, because basically I was just like too nervous just to move on to the next part of the book. So I was just like, okay, just practice drawing circles and just kept doing that over and over again until the point where I just got like okay at just drawing them. Again, looking at these, they're probably not like the best example, but like I at least got okay at it. Yeah, so we're trying to go for more of an oval shape and stuff now instead of just like an actual one, an actual just like basic circle. Yeah, just basically this all I did stuff for a while, just like practice just drawing a bunch of circles on paper. Like when I was just sitting in class doing nothing or just waiting for class to start, just trying like different ways to draw them and just see what I could do. Yeah, because one thing I do highly recommend and everything is if you're just getting started, like just with like drawing in reality, like not like digital and stuff, but just like paper and pencil, I highly recommend using like an ink pen, because when I first started and I was doing this with like pencil, it took me forever to like try to at least get like certain shapes and stuff down, because I'll try to like draw a circle like this. It's like right now I'm like taking my time, just going slowly and just like trying to keep my hand and stuff steady, not in a rush, just drawing a circle. But when I was doing it on paper and everything, I would just like, because I was using a pencil, I would just end up just making these circles like really quick. Like in my mind, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going slowly, but in reality, I would just be doing like this. Just like really quick, and it wouldn't look like super good. But basically, once I switched to like a ballpoint pen and just started doing that, and I realized, oh yeah, I can't erase. I'm doing this, and I really have to actually just like take my time and just like go slow and everything. That's when I kind of realized, okay, drawing with a pen is kind of better because I can actually just slow down, take my time, and not actually just like rush through it. Yeah, and I keep clicking the button on this pen. I learned how to like hold that as well. So I accidentally like click the button on this thing. Yeah, cause so far, like I'm making it look like, even though my circles aren't perfect, I'm still making it look just kind of easy, just drawing like basic-ish circles. Like they're not perfect, but they are at least like still circular. Just sometimes my hand kind of like twitches when I'm just like trying to connect it back. That's why I'm getting that like flat, like getting that flat line and stuff like around here or here. Yeah, so far just like just finish this line up and everything and stuff so I can just get like more practice just doing what I need to do. Just try scratching some in as well, just getting that technique down. Yeah, like I said, the edges look a bit more rough and everything, but and it gives the circle a bit more character and stuff to it. As well as it can help like get it more roundish as well as you're taking like slowly by parts. So if you mess up, you can kind of just like still just keep going with it and just still like have it be a circle. Like this one, not too bad and everything stuff too, just scratching it up, taking your time. Yeah, because another thing with that too is just that like on paper and pencil and everything too, when I first got started, when I just started like using a pen, just experimented with a bunch of different ones just to see like how they would write and everything, which one's like smooth. And eventually I just ended up discovering like fountain pens and everything, and I insanely love writing with those. Basically just like a normal pen, except you actually fill it up with ink and you can actually draw at an angle, which is something that helps me out like a lot. And since it's also just ink and everything as well, I have to also like just take my time and go slowly with it. So I can't just like fully rush through the whole thing, just be like, okay, just draw a quick circle, I can erase it real quick and just do what I need to do. I have to generally just like slow down and take my time. Because the whole point of this is I'm just trying to like learn how to draw, so there's no point just like trying to rush through this and just like fly through every chapter. Just genuinely try to just like get every part of it down. So for this, just practice doing just some like quick basic circles and everything, just in one quick motion. Try to just make some ovals. So far I'm not doing too bad. I'd say I'm getting like a decent consistency and everything down with this. If anybody else is just trying this again, just no rush. Just practice it, take your time to get used to like using the drawing pad or tablet or whatever you're using until you can just get it down. Yeah, so far I'd say these look not too bad, just a bunch of circles and everything. So far, just remember doing this for the first like several months, so I at least got like my own rhythm of drawing circles down. Again, looking at them, they're not all perfect, but again, I at least get like consistent, just like oval, circular shape. Plus, again, this is all just for like learning and everything and stuff like that. So there's no point like just spending hours trying to get like one perfect circle down. Plus, if it has some flaws to it, then you just say the flaws are flavor to it. It's not actually a mistake. It's a design choice. Just leave it like that. Okay, so we're just moving on to the next part of it in the book. Okay, it says drawing the face map. It says now you must define how the head is tipping, forward or backwards. You have to think of your shapes as a sphere and not a flat circle. A sphere has 3 dimensions, where a circle only has 2. Another page is flat, your circle only has 2 dimensions, but you can make it appear to have depth simply by drawing a line around the sphere's equator. To see how this works in real life, wrap a rubber band around the ball, or draw a line around the middle of the balloon. As you tip the ball or balloon away from you, the curve of the line appears to arch forward. If you tip it forward, the arch will appear to dip downward. It's basically tip the balloon away from you, the curve appears to arch upward. Tilt it forward, the arch appears to dip downward. The line around the middle of the sphere represents the eye line. The chin will fall at the bottom of the oval. The bottom of the nose is halfway in between the eye and the chin. The mouth is halfway between the nose line and the chin. You can add those lines if you want to show the direction and tilt of the head. And then so far it just has a picture and stuff too of just like center of the eyes, bottom of the nose, the mouth and the chin. Basically just the way I do this, I kind of do mine like a bit weirder from this. So basically just looking at, draw the face map, we'll look at the next page and actually just gonna look at the next page stuff right now because both of them kind of go together, but we'll still work on like in parts. So basically part 2, draw the face map, make it like it's looking different directions, and 3, add a neck. We want to add a line for the neck. This line generally represents the spine. Don't worry about the anatomy yet. Just have a line that starts at the back of the spear, opposite of the face. The neck bends and twists to a large degree, so be sure to give it some curvature. Even when a person is looking straight forward, you can see the natural curve of the neck in profile. Alright, and so where it just says exercise, stop here and practice ovals and spears. Once you can draw them consistently, draw the center line around the spear, then add the indicators for the chin, the nose, the mouth, finally add a neck. Okay, so far I guess I'll just kind of like do this part and just basically stop here. So I just keep practicing this part, getting this down. So basically just says, we'll just draw an oval. And then from there it just says like draw a line or something around here, like try going upwards with it, back down to the equator. And then just says draw something around here. I kind of did it like an angle and stuff, that was kind of weird. Actually, I'm gonna go back real quick. Okay, we'll start here. Go down to here. Yeah, because this is the part where I kind of like had some trouble and stuff with. Because if I look back at it, it's around here. This is around like the bottom would be like the nose, the mouth, and then the bottom part down here would be the chin. Let me zoom in real quick. Yeah, zoom in real quick for this. Let's try this. It looks way more pixelated when you zoom in. So far, this one is basically just how they do it in the book. But normally for me, I just kind of do it more like this. Like, I just usually draw the line more like here. You draw another line just going around it. Because with this, it just kind of makes it like you're looking like this way. Usually the lines for like the nose, mouth, and the chin, I usually never put those because I'm usually just focused more on getting it to look like it's looking in a certain direction. So for example, if I'm doing one and I just wanted to make it look like it's looking here, I would do this. Just draw a circle or an oval, whichever one you want to do. And then I'll just have the face kind of work on the line, just basically have the line just be the face pointing in a direction. And then basically if you just have it kind of like curved up, it kind of looks like they're looking like up that way. Because in reality, like how I have the center of it here, it looks more like he's looking kind of more like this direction. So far with this, I'm just gonna practice like just getting the faces looking in certain directions and everything first. I can just feel more comfortable with that. So for example, I'm gonna try to just have arrows and just see if I can make them look like they're looking that direction. So just try it this way. So again, just draw a circle, Take my time, there's no rush. Or this dude got a wide head, but hey, it's fine. Draw the line and stuff and try to bring it back around. And let's try this. Yeah, so far again, it looks more like it's looking in this direction. If you kind of think of it more just like 3D-ish, it's not perfect, but again, practice in the beginning. So far, just try looking right this time. Yeah, it's not perfect, going a bit fast, but yeah, just even if it's perfect, just leave it, work with what we got. Yeah, so far it's slightly looking that way, but so far we'll just kind of keep it for now. One looking up. So we're to put the line dead in the middle. And then so far just this line here, just have it curving upwards and back around to just make it seem like, oh, it's looking directly up. So they just be the bottom of the face here, top of it, the center. And then just have one looking down. Yeah, so far just line in the middle. And then here I kind of mess it up sometimes. Just have a curve going down. Alright, this one looks like it's looking more straight. Let's try that again. Curve it down more. Yeah, it's looking more down. So far for this, I'm just going to keep practicing just with the directions and stuff a bit more. So from here, just keep, so I can just practice all the parts actually. So from here, just practice just drawing more circles. So let's just try going for just 4 in total. Just head the different shapes and sizes. Just try that. Yeah, so just draw some more circles. And so far, if anybody's actually watching this or going around with this, like I said again, there's no point just like trying to match my speed or anything. Just again, take your time. There's no rush. Because you're trying to learn it, just again, take your time and just try to get it down. For the last 3 right here. Don't know why I drew that one so close and small, but hey. And one more. And so far with this, again, just try different stuff and just see how we can get it to look. So try again with this. Start at the top, maybe like looking to the left. So I can try just a line this time too, just halfway across the face, and then just, yeah, this is basically just all I'm looking left. Just try different ways and stuff like that too. After this, I'll probably just like try putting a neck on him and just see how that looks, so we just at least get that part of the practice out of the way. Try to make him look right. Yeah, this one kind of looking like he's looking more straight. Because usually it's the line that I do here, I like make it look more curved, like the nose is more on the side, somewhere around there. Because I really got to work on my lines and where they go. Try it up. Make the line a bit more steeper. Yeah, I can tell so far with this one, looks like he's going more neutral than completely up. So I can just, yeah, slightly. Yeah, so I just leave it so I can just know really what I need to work on more. Then looking down. This is where I usually mess up, because I usually put like an up line and then it looks like it's looking up. Yeah, because over with my down one, looking at all of the, looking at all of these, this one right here looks like it's looking down more, while these kind of look more straight. I need to work on like the curve of the line here, so I just need to remember that. Better look at these. So far, these all look pretty good here, I have to say so too. They do look like they're looking this way, like to the right. These to the left. This one like he's looking like down to the left. This one makes it like he's looking down to the left, but yeah, still looking to the left, looking up. Except for this one, these have to work on the line curves a bit more. And then right here, this one kind of looks like he's looking down, but the rest, still gotta work on that. And so far, just try adding a neck. So maybe just something from the back, just kind of like this. And just see how it is here, just where the neck would be. So far, just trying at different locations, just kind of seeing how it would end up being and stuff like that. So looking straight up, plus give me an idea like where the spine would be as well. So I'm just kind of like guessing where that would be. Yeah, so far for these, I definitely have to practice these more off camera and everything, but basically just starting off in the beginning of the book, just basically starting with direction and everything. This bit doesn't seem 100% too bad from like not practicing this in a while. I'll try like one more time, just this way, that way, up, down, just do like some quick small ones real quick. At least practicing this, I get my circles and stuff pretty consistent. Okay, so looking to the right, looking to the left, looking up, looking down. Yeah, I gotta work on my looking down more. Cause like where the center is, I'm trying to get the curve to go down and back up. Like I really have to like work with, it might be the brush sizes, I was like messing me up a bit. So far just workshop and practice that and just see how that goes. But so far, just looking at all these, just looking at all this, so far just off camera and everything, I just practice drawing more circles and just try working more on just getting the direction to look better. Because so far just looking at all these just as a review, I can have them make it like they're looking a certain direction sometimes, but not consistently. As well as, I will at least admit, I can see it as three-dimensional, but it is a thing I still will have to work on a lot more. But if anybody else is practicing along with this, absolutely just, again, recommend you try on pencil and paper, or just, if you want to try something simple, just MS Paint or Paint or whatever, and just like see if you can get it down. And yeah, so far just the next one, or at least off camera, I'll at least practice more. On the next one of these, we'll move on to the next part, which is drawing the torso, the hips, the legs, and then drawing the shoulders and arms. So yeah, before I do that, let's try to like perfect drawing the head and the direction it's looking, and then move on to the next part. So yeah, that just will be it for this one. So to myself and everybody else, see you in the next one.